Today on the Morning Edition, fires continue to burn in the Denali Borough, and crews from across the state, including Anchorage, are stepping in. However, the damage is growing, with nearly 20 structures already lost.
And guerrilla fireworks is a go for the 4th, despite earlier concerns about whether the popular stand will be open just in time for the holiday.
And if you didn't know, July marks National Pickle Month. We are diving into the tangy tradition and the surprising ways that people celebrate as the Morning Edition starts now. Good morning, everyone, on this Tuesday, July 1st, and National Pickle Month. Sign me up. I love pickles.
Some people just like pickles way too much. You're one of those?
I am, well, the dill pickles. I'm not really a fan of the bread and butter and the sweet pickles, but that's for another day. Meantime, though, taking a check of weather, you like pickles, right?
I do, and you have you like to put some
I do ranch packet seasoning and dill pickles together.
And then like shake the bottle up.
Yeah.
I might have to try
I've never
that.
tried that.
It is
Maybe I
very
would like
good.
Do you
pickles
drink
more if I
it?
did that.
I can, but I mean, I don't, but it's good.
Might have to try that. Put that on my list of things to try. Waking up this morning, we do have those mostly cloudy to overcast skies still with us across South Central. But today will mark the return to some sunshine. Probably later this afternoon is when we'll really begin to see some of that sun breaking through across South Central. Now, we will stay on the dry side across the region, while we will see that potential for at least some drizzle to start off the morning, largely expecting a trend towards drier and sunnier conditions through a large portion of this week. We're waking up to a temperature of 55 degrees here in Anchorage. We are going to continue to see those temperatures steadily warm. And while we are on the drier side, cloud coverage still remains. And this comes from all of that rain that we're still seeing out towards southwest Alaska. But sunshine already making an appearance out towards Golcana at 47 degrees. Eureka seeing some fog this morning. You can see 52 in Palmer. Some sunshine breaks here in Anchorage. And of course, as you head out towards Cordova, we're already beginning to see some peaks of sunshine. We are on the drier side outside of some spotty drizzle as you head out towards Fire Island, as well as western parts of the Susitna Valley. Overall, though, we are going to stay on the drier side. There's all of that rain that we continue to see that's pushing through southwest Alaska, the eastern Aleutians, and the Alaska Peninsula. And while Kodiak is waking up fairly dry this morning, be prepared for increasing rain throughout the morning into the afternoon hours as you'll continue to hold on to some of that heavier activity. The rest of South Central will stay on the drier side. We've seen 2/10 of an inch of rain out towards King Salmon, up to 1/10 of an inch from Bethel out towards McGrath, with slightly higher amounts out towards Nome. So it has been wet out towards southwest Alaska. That will continue through the remainder of today here across South Central. Those clouds will clear out, and we'll warm into the 60s and possibly some 70s. I'll have more on that and a record-breaking high that we did see for the slope coming up in my full forecast.
We are still in the middle of our Alaska fire season, so I would say there remains risk out there.
That's the message from Denali Borough Mayor Chris Knoll this morning, as the number of structures lost in the Bear Creek fire is at 18, with 6 of those being primary residences.
As flames continue to threaten the area, crews and neighbors are stepping up in every way they can. Joe Allgood reports.
It's a pretty amazing process to be a part of, and it's unfortunate that it takes an incident like this to for the process to really shine. But these interagency partners, they train for this. They're in contact with each other on a regular basis. They're in contact with the Denali Borough.
Crews from across the state have aided in the response to the fires in the Denali Borough, including Anchorage firefighters.
But they were super grateful and helping each other out and also helping us out with the suppression efforts. Kind people, gracious people, resilient people. So it was really nice to be having an opportunity to actually go and serve folks like that and do the best we can to support their community.
Unfortunately, 18 structures have burnt down, 6 of them primary residences. One of those 6 was the home of Laura Knowles.
It was devastating. That's our home, and it was really, really hard to take.
Knowles and her family are currently living on a state campsite while they navigate the aftermath.
It doesn't seem like you're prepared to lose everything. I thought I was prepared with everything we had. I thought I knew what to get out, but when I got down there to try and get stuff out, I couldn't think of what to do.
The home of Anna Marie Williams' Uncle Sam was also destroyed in the blaze.
And so my dad calls me and he's like, Sam lost everything. And I was like, man, like the whole house, everything is gone.
Though Williams says she has been grateful for the support from others.
The other people that have donated are complete and total strangers, just doing it out of the goodness of their heart, you know? And to have somebody who doesn't know you at all just to help your situation, I think it's brought me to tears a couple of times.
And Mayor Chris Knoll says that support is what keeps the community going.
The community has really shown up and offered in so many different ways to help out both the firefighters as well as the residents who have been impacted.
Joe Allgood, Alaska's news source.
With the 4th of July just days away, one of Alaska's most popular fireworks spots is open for business. The Houston Fire Department was originally unsure if the weather would allow guerrilla fireworks to be open in time for the holiday, but after monitoring conditions, the business was given the okay to open.
There's nothing better than bringing smiles to our customers' faces, seeing kids get their sparklers and their tanks and their snakes. It's a great time of year to do those things.
To ensure people stay safe, rocket-type fireworks such as Roman candles will not be sold this year. The sale and use of fireworks are illegal in Anchorage and the Matsu area, so all products have to be lit in Houston. Anchorage Fire Chief Doug Schrage spoke more about it.
We will be treating these very aggressively. So we ask that if people observe people discharging fireworks, that they let us know. We will come, we will record the information, and we'll pass it on to the police as quickly as possible.
The family of Staff Sergeant Christian Diaz is reflecting on his life after his body was found in the Chena River over the weekend. Diaz was a 24-year-old stationed at Kusan Air Force Air Base in South Korea. He was in Fairbanks for the latest red flag exercise happening at Eielson. Authorities say Diaz and some friends were kayaking the Chena River when Diaz flipped and did not resurface. He was also not wearing a life jacket. FPD says if you're not wearing a personal flotation device while on the water, the risk goes up and chances of a rescue or recovery go down drastically.
Just like, you know, if you fall in the water and you have that PFD on, you're going to float whether you're conscious or not. It gives you an extra chance of survival in those circumstances, especially with the water temperature that we have here. The Chena River is cold. So when you first go in, there's going to be a shock to your system. And if that shock creates a gasp, you're going to suck in water.
Alaska also has the Kids Don't Float program, where life jackets are stationed at lakes and waterways across the state. In Capitol coverage, some state lawmakers are planning subpoenas over Governor Dunleavy's veto of a bill about oil tax information. News of the subpoenas came hours after lawmakers went into a closed-door executive session. Many are upset over the governor's veto this month. Supporters say that bill would release important information about oil tax audits. The governor said the bill was unconstitutional, arguing it allowed lawmakers to have the ability to make what he called sweeping mandates without guidance or limitation. Lawmakers plan to now use subpoenas to get those answers from the legislative auditor, Chris Curtis.
So the subpoenas are to request information and compliance with the legislative auditor in her directive to do the annual audit of state finance. It is a constitutional requirement she has.
Both the auditor and the governor's office have not responded to requests for comment. The committee chair, Elvie Gray Jackson, did not say who would be subpoenaed. The committee also okayed using $50,000 to pay for the process. Happening today, Anchorage Mayor Suzanne LaFrance will celebrate her 1 year in office, touting a new community development. This afternoon, she, along with Assembly Chair Chris Constant, the Anchorage Community Development Authority, and other partners will celebrate at the site of the soon-to-be-developed downtown RV resort and public activity space. The Anchorage Assembly last week approved the land disposal of the former Alaska Native Service Hospital site to ACDA for development. The lot is at 3rd Avenue and Hyder Street. We will have a reporter covering this today, so be sure to keep it to Alaska's news source for updates on this developing story. A Fairbanks woman reeled in the catch of a lifetime. A 144-pound halibut put her on top in the Valdez Halibut Derby. Melissa Hurd tells Alaska's news source that she caught halibut before, but none of them have been as big as the one that she caught over the weekend.
At that point, I didn't really feel like anything until the fish started to swim away. And then then it felt like I had hit like a tree or something. It was just unreal, just absolutely amazing to see the size of that thing and to know that, you know, I had pulled this thing from the bottom of the ocean up to the surface. So fun. Absolutely just like highlight of my life for sure.
Her catch sits in first place. Heard says winners of past year's derbies have weighed 200 pounds or more.
Coming up, haircuts without the stress and meeting customers where they're at.
We've even had them playing in the sink with the water while we do a haircut.
San Antonio's new sensory-friendly salon is helping those with special needs feel seen, safe, and stylish.
Areas of the slope warm to some of the greatest warming they've seen so far this season and warmer than what Anchorage has been. I'll have those details and what to expect for the rest of the week. But first, Anchorage sunrise 428, Bethel 520. Your full forecast is next.
Well, good morning, everyone. Back on a Tuesday morning. We're searching. Maybe the first of the month will bring out some first new little bears.
I know, still no bear. We haven't seen many bears so far this season. Wonder when they'll appear.
I don't know. Well, in the meantime, though, there are some salmon jumping and weather temperatures, though. Aaron, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. We're talking about some record-breaking highs. In fact, areas of the slope have seen temperatures warmer than what Anchorage has seen so far this season. The warmest Anchorage has been is 72 degrees. And yesterday, Dead Horse warmed well into the 70s as they topped out at 75 degrees. That was the warmest day in Dead Horse since August 7th of last year when they hit 79 degrees. And we're talking about those temperatures. They've been about 20 degrees above average, and we'll likely see another record high later today for parts of the slope as that warm weather will remain. And you can see our normal high for this time of year, right around 54 degrees for Dead Horse, so well above average. And we are starting off this morning with those temperatures sitting in the 40s for Utqiagvik as well as Dead Horse with some sunshine, 56 in Fairbanks, 46 in Northway. Notice rain continuing to grip western Alaska, southwest Alaska, and areas of the Aleutians. Meanwhile, out towards southeast, while rain is still in the forecast, we'll see a lot less activity today, likely less than 1/4 of an inch, with a gradual transition to somewhat drier conditions through the rest of the week, as we're going to see that widespread rain from yesterday becoming more isolated and scattered in nature for southeast through the rest of this week. But there's that rain that we continue to see through southwest Alaska, western Alaska, really gripping areas as you head south of the Seward Peninsula through Norton Sound, the Yukon Delta, and then Bristol Bay is where we're seeing the bulk of the activity to start off your Tuesday morning. You can see from as you head from Naknek out towards New Stoyahuk, where we're holding on to some of those heavier rain showers. In fact, as you head inland, this is where we're beginning to see some of those heavier downpours as that system continues to push through southwest Alaska. Even out towards Norton Sound and southern parts of the Seward Peninsula, you can see that area of low pressure continuing to advect that moisture, and we've also got some gusty conditions through western and southwest Alaska. That comes as that area of low pressure continues to push inland, so we will continue to see some gusty conditions as well as some rain showers gripping areas of southwest Alaska. While we will stay on the dry side here across south central, we will see some breezy conditions developing later today. The only chance for some rain will be out towards Kodiak and possibly extreme southwestern parts of the Kenai as you head out towards parts of Kachemak Bay. But overall, we're going to stay on the drier side across south central. We may watch some thunderstorm development later this week that will drift through parts of the Copper River Basin in the valley. But again, largely on the dry side with a gradual transition towards some sunnier skies. And that's what we'll see later this afternoon as those clouds clear out. We will see partly cloudy conditions by the evening, mostly sunny to partly cloudy conditions by the evening, and those temperatures today warming into the 60s and possibly some lower 70s. Up to 1/4 inch of rain across southeast today with those temperatures warming upper 50s, lower 60s. We are going to see those temperatures slowly warm through the rest of the week. We've got some morning clouds with some PM sun across the Kenai and, of course, Kodiak. You'll see that potential for up to about 3/4 inch of rain, if not near an inch of that rain accumulation. 60 in Valdez, 72 degrees in Golcana. You can see some sunshine for the Copper River Basin, so we're going to see that gradual return to those sunnier skies, warming near 70 in the valley later today with that morning clouds and that PM sunshine, while here in Anchorage, we'll make a run at 66 degrees. And we'll stay in the mid to upper 60s with an outside chance we could see a 70-degree reading here in Anchorage leading up to July 4th. You can see by Friday, 66 with partly cloudy skies.
All right, yeah, that looks good. Thanks, Aaron. Well, for kids or adults with sensory issues, even everyday tasks can be challenging.
Omar Villafranca shows us how one Texas salon is going the extra mile to make pampering possible for everyone.
Got your shoes off, you're ready.
When simple things are hard to do, it can be frustrating. For Ashley Velasquez,
Take a little bit off the top.
that was taking her 4-year-old son Julian to the barber shop to get a haircut.
He doesn't like hair on his ears, and so we've always had to keep his hair short, or he would scratch until he would bleed.
Julian has a speech delay with sensory sensitivity issues. So the buzzing of hair clippers and the snipping sound of scissors near his ears could trigger what every parent dreads in public, a meltdown.
Mostly it was like kicking and scratching and yelling and screaming.
At Morgan's Salon in San Antonio, the haircuts are less stressful for Julian. The salon offers cuts, colors, and even cuticle work for special customers who need a little more time and TLC. Sensory triggers like loud noises from blow dryers or bright lights can be adjusted. Even the vibrations from the clippers, which can scare some customers, are slowly introduced.
I messed up your hair. There we go.
Salon manager Katrina Venzer Vargas says the customer's comfort level is as important as the haircut.
If they want to cut their hair up there in the waiting area, if they want to walk around and we follow them while they get their haircut, we've even had them playing in the sink with the water while we do a haircut.
The salon is the brainchild of retired businessman, philanthropist, and father Gordon Hartman. He draws his inspiration from his daughter, Morgan, who was born with cognitive and physical special needs.
That's what we're all about here is inclusion. You can get a haircut here, I can get a haircut here, and so can anyone else, even with acute special needs.
I know we're not going to have a behavior. I know that it's going to be a good day.
For Julian, that means looking good. And for his mom, feeling good. Omar Villafranca, CBS News, San Antonio.
According to the Cleveland Clinic, researchers estimate about 1 to 3 out of every 20 people in the general U.S. population have sensory processing disorder.
The estimates increase for people with neurodevelopmental conditions.
Well, 1 in 3 people say they wouldn't get tested for COVID even if they suspected they had it. A survey by the University of Massachusetts found some people say they don't see any value in getting tested, but doctors say this will likely make it even harder to stop the spread of future outbreaks.
You've been listening to the Alaska's News Source podcast. Subscribe to have the latest episodes delivered to your library automatically.